Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Work in Progress Wednesday, we're going to make the Young Bucks and FTR from Wembley's All-In. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, we're going to make both FTR and Young Bucks from their tag team match at All-In in Wembley. And the Young Bucks figures we get from Jazzwares, I have had kind of a love and hate with all of them. I really liked the first ones we got with that Elvis attire. Thought they were scaled well. I thought the head scans were both pretty good. And then the follow-ups, I believe, were the white, blue, and gold attires. And I liked those as well. And then we started getting the ones with the tassels molded on, and I think those are way too tall. We started getting some bad head scans, we started getting a lot of details left off, and I basically just stopped buying Young Bucks figures. So we also are supposed to get some Supreme figures of them, but I don't know what's going on with the Supreme line. I stopped just waiting around for it. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to make some Bucks that I want, and I've got some head scans here from House 14, so I wanted to make some updated Bucks, and I decided to go with the attire from All-In. I thought it was really cool. It's their Freddie Mercury inspired attire. So we've got these decals from Curb Stomp. Really, the decals are going to be pretty simple. With the Young Bucks, it's going to be all about getting the lowers of the here painted white. And then we've got the decals for the shoes even. I'm really excited for those. These heads, like I said, are from House 14. They were misprints, so there's like some imperfections, but not a huge deal. So there we've got the decals for both sides. We've got some extra if we need it. But I used some Jeff Hardy from the Ultimate Edition. Jeff Hardy, use his uppers so that if I don't like painting white if I don't have to, so I don't have to worry about paint rubbing on the legs here. And then the lowers are from, I don't know if they were from Mick Foley figures, but they're that Mick Foley sweatpant mold, because their pants did like kind of tuck in. They didn't go all the way down like jeans or joggers would. So I don't know, I think it's a great formula for this. I might make them a little taller than I'd like, but I don't have a lot of options, so I'm happy with those. I'm really excited to get those heads painted. I haven't done any of the updated Bucks, and like I said, I don't know what we're going to get from Jazzwares if we're ever going to get those, so I'm going to go ahead and do that myself. And then I wanted to make their counterpart in the match, so we have FTR, and these guys, I've made customs before, and I haven't loved what I've done formula-wise with them, so we basically have what their Mattel formula was. I guess the boots for Dax are, well, yeah, Dax. I blank on their names now. For Dax, we've got the tall boots, and I don't like the look. Like, these guys just have so much detail, like little details. Their trunks only have the FTR logo on the back, and then like one on the front, I believe. But then Cash is gonna have the gray boots with the like rainbows on the back. They wore armbands for Brody and Jay. Who we got on there? Jay, Brody, and Bray. Okay, I had to read that. I couldn't remember. Man, I'm gonna have to look at a lot of reference pictures. But so we're gonna paint these gray. Gonna do white laces on here, and I think there's some more white detail. We got the knee brace over here. So there will be a lot going on for these FTR figures, even though they kind of did just wear like a plain black attire. But I wanted to make another updated, good lord, FTR as well. So I figured this was a good time, especially since these guys fought in this match. And oh my lord. Okay, we're done there. Anyway, that's the gist of it. We're going to get to these. Here we go. All right, time to get cracking on these guys. And as you can see, the Young Buck lower legs are white. I already spray painted the feet of one of them, and then spray painted the lower legs white. Wasn't going to do that on screen. I don't want to risk getting my phone all full of paint and everything. I just use a spray paint from Walmart, nothing fancy. With the legs here, the hip is close enough to the leg that I'm not going to cut it specifically. I'm just going to use my hair dryer and everything to kind of get those creases and cuts in after I've put it on. For the heads here, just going to start with a brown, and I like to start a little light, maybe that way once it dries, if I don't like it, it's easy to go darker. So a little more difficult to go with a lighter color on top. So gonna do a brown, a lighter brown for Nick, and then a darker color for Matt. Even though their hair is kind of close in color, wanted to have a little bit of a difference. So I'm just gonna do the hair first, and then gonna slowly add in the other details. So gonna do the beard here. Don't want to make it too dark. Like you can always go, it's always easier to go darker. You can always add more. So try to keep it pretty light painting the beard, and I like dip it in the paint, kind of wipe it off on the paper towel, and then I'll go over the face like lightly and just slowly add layers onto it instead of just like doing it the flat color. A little different here with Nick. I'm gonna do like the darker the sideburns, and then I'm going to do his goatee dark, and then do the rest of his beard, fill it in with a lighter color. Their headbands were just white. They had like a gold accent in them, but the cracks are like the gold accent texture is in there, but I'm not going to try and do that in here. Just, I don't think it'll look great. So set those to the side. Working on FTR here. Got to paint these boots all gray. And then we've got, for these guys, mostly just decals. Going to have to do some details on them, but gonna get all these decals on first off. Had to look up a bunch of reference pictures because they have a bunch of small details to their attires, but overall, like, doesn't look that crazy when I did just first started. So the boots here, his laces are black, so gonna paint that up and down. Get those for both of these, and as fast as it looks in the time lapse, I promise it was very tedious doing that, which is kind of why I end up avoiding things sometimes, but really not too bad, just kind of tracing that outline. That outline is kind of in the boots anyway, so it's really easy to fill in. Painting the soles as well. Finishing up decals here. So like I said, I got to do some details. Adding the white to the shoelaces always makes the like plain black boots pop. Adding any color to laces, but I think that looks really nice. And then I got to do the bottom of the feet as well. And then just some more decals. Okay, so we're going to take a look at Dax and Cash here first. Here is FTR. So these guys, I'm happy with how they look. I do like this formula. It's just that with the Young Bucks, you'll see in a second here, they come up a little short compared to what I'd like them to be, but it's not always going to be perfect. And alone, I'm really, really happy with these. I ended up using just some little strips of the hockey tape for their armbands that they wore. When I tried to put the decals on, they were real small, so I just didn't like how it kind of looked. So there's no writing on their arms because they wore the like memorial armbands, but I'm happy with just the tape like that. You can see here both their decals on their tights. Same thing on the back. I really like the rainbow stars and stripes on the back. I think that really brings out, like, really pops on the attire. I think that looks really good. Here are the stars on the back here. Before I painted the boots, I really wasn't a huge fan of how those boots were looking, just the plain black, but I'm really happy with how they turned out. FTR, again, I do not like what we've gotten from Jazzwares, so very happy to add those back in. And then here we go, we've got the Young Bucks, and like I said, these guys a little taller than I would prefer, but as far as the parts choice, as far as just how it turned out, I really, really like these. Who knows if we'll get something like this from Mattel, or not Mattel, oh my, from Jazzwares.
It would be really cool to get them with the entrance coats that they had, to just get the whole works with these guys. There's the Adidas shoes, same on both. I am going to Dremel out the head sculpt a little bit more so it sits a tiny bit lower. But overall, I am very, very happy with it. The white for the pants and the lower part that's painted is a little bit off, but unless you like really look for it, I don't think it's all that noticeable. There you can see that little misprint mark there. Not a huge deal. And then here's a close-up of this one. But yeah, let's get these guys lined up next to each other. Overall, I'd say it was a pretty successful day. Pretty happy with them. F&A. Come on. I don't know what's going on right now. Here we go. Big money. All right, good enough. There we go. There's FTR and the Young Bucks from All In at Wembley Stadium. Already made CM Punk from that event, an Ultimate Edition. I'm trying to think if there's anything else real cool. The Kenny Omega, that 6-man match was pretty good. I think it was it? Yeah, 6-man. I don't even remember. Anyways, this is probably all I'm going to make for this. There's some other AEW stuff I want to make. A lot of stuff. I've already like mapped out the next 3 months. I have a ton of customs coming, a lot of stuff for Showcase, but if there's anything you guys want to see specifically, just let me know. I'll try and bump it up the list, but as far as today goes, that is going to wrap everything up. If you do like what we're doing here, go leave a like, share, subscribe. Let me know what you do like on the channel so I can keep that up. Please continue to like, share, subscribe. I think I'm backtracking. Anyway, it's been a long day. Gotta wrap this up. All you need to remember is that you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude, out.